Our countdown of the 100 greatest video games of all time continues. Time for number 79.
I love his sound effects.
Now, the Danes are known for three things. They invented Lego, they have Hans Christian Andersen, and Limbo. This is from a company called Playdead.
The only three
That's all
things
they're known for.
Okay,
no,
crazy.
but of course, Limbo, our game of the year, our choice for reviews on the run for the year 2010. Now, you weren't always the biggest fan of Limbo, but I think it's grown on you over the years.
Well, I do recognize its influence and its permanence. I think that this is
Not smart enough to get through it.
I did
what it was.
No, I beat the game. I do think
Sure you did.
It is tricky, and there are some puzzles
me.
that don't make any sense at all, but that's part of the charm of this game, is that it plays with a lot of your ideas about gravity and physics and how you manipulate the objects and the switches and the puzzles that you have to figure out. The beautiful thing about this, obviously, is the mood. It feels a little asynchronous for us to be talking about a game that's so moody and eerie and ethereal and creepy, like Limbo.
On a day like today?
Yeah, with all of this sunshine and park behind. Oh,
The weather,
but you,
the
right,
emotional weather
the dark clouds around you.
on the inside
You
right
are
here
Limbo.
matches Limbo perfectly.
Okay,
And that's
yeah.
kind of why I like the game, but I also like the way that it revealed its narrative. It was very Half-Life and Half-Life 2-like in the sense that it didn't tell you a lot, it showed you a lot, and ultimately it didn't really pay off, not nearly as satisfyingly as Half-Life did.
So ambiguous.
It did end in a very ambiguous place, but the journey to get there is very satisfying. And for my money, I stand behind my vote as the game being the game of the year for 2010.
It certainly has created a big impression on a lot of the folks here at Reviews on the Run. We've reviewed it countless times, of course, and giving it lots of praise in our rocket and ray guns. Here are some of the reviews of Limbo.
This game just kind of came out of nowhere, and I don't know about you, but it blew my mind.
Completely agree. I think this is sort of almost like the perfect Xbox Live arcade game. It is short. It sort of pushes some boundaries. It does just so many things right. It's a puzzle platformer. It's in black and white, which I have to say, I just love the aesthetic of this game.
It's a grainy black and white, sort of a flickery, grainy, almost like a old film, but not quite. We haven't seen these kind of visuals or this kind of visual aesthetic in a game before that I can remember.
You know what?
anyway.
It's funny, when it's like an art house movie, it takes all of the elements that you're familiar with, but then comes up with something new. And, you know, being sort of short, it really makes you want to see what these guys could do with like a full console game. It's a company called Playdead out of Europe.
Yeah, they're out of Denmark.
Yeah. And basically they have hit this one out of the park.
Yeah. You wake up in a forest and you're playing as this little glowing-eyed boy. All the characters in the game, or the few characters there are simply dark silhouettes. And you are exploring this sort of nightmare, surreal world that changes from forest to industrial, and it's very puzzle focused, but the puzzles are just ingenious. This is one of those games that remind me a little bit of Braid. It's the kind of thing where the puzzles are hard, but just hard enough that you don't feel like, oh, I'm stuck, I don't know how to do this. The solutions are always there, and if you just stick with it long enough, you get it, and you're like, ah!
It is absolutely challenging, totally enjoyable.
It was a profound and really sensational choice that they went into this black and white art style, just to mute everything. And it really carries over with the mechanics of the gameplay. Everything is really simplified. It's really just about making elegant and correct choices. And I love that about
said
the game.
word elegant twice, and I think I agree with you.
It is.
Elegant, that's what this game is. It's sophisticated. It's the kind of game that you would not be embarrassed if somebody saw you playing a video game.
Absolutely not.
They'd be like, what is this wonderful piece of art you are playing? No, it's not art. It's a video game. This is my criteria whenever I play any video game in any genre is what am I feeling?
Sure.
And when I'm playing this game, I feel something that I've never felt before. And whenever I play almost anything else, I feel like, oh yeah, this reminds me of this. And oh yeah, this reminds me of that. And Limbo is so spare. It's about almost nothing. It uses the tiniest gestures to create stuff. And that's marvelous.
One button.
Look at just the quiet confidence of Limbo.
Right.
I actually got to meet some of the guys from Playdead, and they were like rock stars to me. I couldn't believe these are the guys who made Limbo. Ah!
It is pretty amazing to watch something that you see sort of in a corner at E3 become an international phenomenon like this. It'll be interesting to see what these guys follow up with, and if we're going to see more from Limbo.
Yeah. So Limbo, congratulations. You are number 79.